Am I the asshole for suing my girlfriend after she had my 1967 Impala project taken to the scrapyard? I'll try to keep this short. I had a 1967 Impala 4-door that I bought in February 2019. A couple months ago I bought my first house that had a 2.5 car garage. I moved the car in and started tearing it down for a complete restoration. I had the body in one bay and the chassis in another, plus the whole garage filled with parts. About 2 months ago my girlfriend came to live with me during this whole crisis and the whole time has hated that car. She wants to park in the garage, but I have 2 acres of land with a lot of nice places to park under shady trees, or hell even in the barn if it has to be inside. I tell her tough luck, it's my house and it's not like I can just throw it back together real quick. Anyways, I was out of town for a couple days on a business trip for the small local company I work for. When I got back, my girlfriend was all smiles. Making me food all the time, doing all the chores, all that. I thought maybe she just was happy to have me home, but then I realized that I didn't see her car in its usual spot. I asked her where she parked so I could make sure I mow that area and keep it clean, and she said not to worry because she parked in the garage. I asked how and she told me to go check it out. Turns out that while I was gone she hired some people to come over and move everything related to that car, including the drivetrain, body, and chassis and all parts, and take it to the local dump/scrapyard. I was absolutely dumbfounded. I had spent over $11,000 on that car, including new parts, services, and the car itself. I told her that I was going to be taking her to court for that and she brushed me off like I was being dramatic. I told her that it's done between us and to pack her things and leave. I admit I was really angry, but I did end up getting a lawyer, and as I have all the receipts for all that money spent and I have her on my house's security cam footage letting the guys in and watching them take it all, I think I can win. Her family and friends are absolutely blowing me up, saying it's just a stupid old piece of junk and that she cannot pay back all that money I spent, and that I should just let it go. But I have been putting all my time, effort, and money into that car for 1.5 years now, and god damn it if I am not going to get justice for what she did. Am I the asshole? Edit. Thank you all so much for the support and awards and everything. I'm glad I have some people on my side. I got a call from her mom about 20 minutes ago and she told me that I was ruining her daughter's life over a stupid car. I told her she ruined her own life. I've been gathering documentation and stuff and I'm about to head down to the police station and file a report, as suggested by Lots here. Once again, thank you all. Update: went to the police station last night, was told to come back in the morning. Just got back and filed an official report against her for grand larceny and grand theft auto. I showed them all the receipts I had for the car and the footage of her letting the guys come and take it, as well as the title for the vehicle in my name. They said they will be in contact with all 3 parties, me, XGF, and junkyard guys, soon, and they will hopefully be able to recover some or all of the car. Just have to wait now. Huge update: they found my goddamn car. The junkyard guys apparently were in the middle of hiding it when the police came to ask them questions. It was on a forklift and they were gonna put it on top of a pile of cars that was hidden behind more piles of cars. They said it was theirs and they had the title, but obviously didn't have the title for it, and since they matched the VIN on the chassis and body to the VIN on my title, it was obviously mine. I know at least one person there has been arrested. I think he was in the camera footage I talked about earlier, but I don't even know if it was the boss or whomever or even his specific charge. They also told me they would be looking into this specific junkyard for any other vehicles reported stolen. They said they haven't been able to get in contact with my ex just yet, but they're working on it. I'm just so glad they found my car. Luckily I made quite an album of pictures detailing me tearing down the car, and so I can use that to prove what parts they had were mine, so I can hopefully get most or all of it back. Police haven't let me take it back home yet, as they say it is evidence or something, so hopefully I can get it back eventually. Thank you all so much for the support and advice. She's gonna be alright. Not the asshole, sue her ass. Sue her for the cost plus a few extra $1,000 for the time and money. Have her prosecuted for theft, destruction of private property, and have the guys that came to get it prosecuted for receiving stolen goods. Nail them all to the wall. Taking a car that the title was lost makes them kind of shady. I've had cars sent to the scrapyard and if I didn't have a title in hand they refused to take it. This is her story. When the guys saw what they were getting, I'm sure they were jumping up and down inside, unless they know nothing about cars. I mean, at first glance it did kind of just look like a half-finished project that hasn't been touched in decades, but yay, maybe they thought they could make a pretty penny on all the original parts that were there, which I'm sure they could. Reach out to them with proof that you owned it and it was illegally taken. If they had no trouble taking something without a title, then maybe they kept it for themselves as extra parts? And if they did it in good faith and are decent people, doubtful, but they can be just dumb, they most likely are going to give you back the stuff they have edit. Thank you, you/BNM899 for my first reward. My uncle passed with his ex-girlfriend still living in his house. When she realized she wouldn't get any of his estate, she sold whatever she could, the most expensive being his motorcycles. She told the buyers her husband had died and she didn't have any paperwork. I think they planned on flipping them right away because my aunt found them for sale online. There was already a detective involved because the ex-girlfriend did all sorts of illegal stuff right after my uncle's death. They were able to recover the motorcycles and told the buyers if they wanted their money back, they could take it up with the woman who sold them. The buyers were trying to explain their way out of it, but they must have known that their money was long gone. They would not have given the Harleys back without law enforcement. Edit, a word. I mean, it sucks for the buyers. Absolutely. Sucks for nearly everyone. I think this was a case of too good to be true for them. My uncle had Harleys for as long as I can remember. There were several and he kept everything in great condition. I'm sure their eyes lit up. And also a lesson, remove the crazy from your house before it sells your stuff. You know what they say? If it's too good to be true, it probably is. That's the risk you take when buying stuff like that. Life lesson. No clear title means don't touch it. By the sounds of it, it might be too late to get the parts back, but I'd have thought the car and body could be traced at least. Obviously we don't know where the OP is, but presumably the VIN could have a marker placed to alert police if somebody tries to register it. Have the police reach out to them. Odds are they think they get to keep it. They didn't pick all that up for yard dumping. No one in their right mind, even non-car people in passing, would know it would be worth more than scrap money. Crappy part is I can almost guarantee some of those things have already changed hands. Dude, that car is legendary. It's been the car in a 15 series show called Supernatural, where he smashes it like 4 times and rebuilds it. They knew what they were getting. It's a fucking unicorn. Yes. A 67 Chevy Impala is literally my dream car because of this reason. I saw the title and shit my pants. She had baby kidnapped. She put baby in the corner. Nobody puts baby in the corner. Swayze always gets a pass. I just watched this episode. Dean is very adamant about the Swayze pass. Man, I came here literally just to find the SPN references in the comments. I was like, listen, I can't be the only one who saw the title and immediately went baby. I can feel the anger coming off of Dean/Jensen if he heard about this. This was my thought. Anyone with half a head in the car world knows all about the treasure that is an Impala from the 60s, even more if it's a 67. There is no way that Junkyard didn't know what they had stumbled into. Yeah, they stumbled into a car without a title. That means they're going to have to part it out and scrap the rest. I knew that's why the year significant other undid FA mother and lawyer. Holy shit, OP better nail her fucking ass to the wall. I'm so fucking mad for him now, especially given how goddamn rare that car is. Yes. They totally did. And thank you for mentioning the awesome reference. Amazing show, amazing car, and now I'm sad because we're in the final season. Wouldn't be surprised if they tried to sell it to the producers. That show has like 4 Impalas. If memory serves me correctly, they have spares they use to fuck up and ones that they actually drive. Worth a lot to the production team. Tell the police. They will ask the guys and they will flip on her fucking quick. If they legit thought that, they will tell the police and it's more evidence against your ex. On the topic of your ex, show no mercy. This entitled brat destroyed something important and expensive to you. No mercy. Came here to say this. Also, as it's a fucking Batmobile and baby from Supernatural, which is ending this year, so it's more than likely going to be worth a hell of a lot more than $11K. Oh, and OP don't listen to anything her friends have to say. She thought she could get away with it knowing it was wrong and a crime. She deserves everything coming to her. Are you unable to report it as stolen goods and or petition, with court documents, to get it back? They wouldn't have destroyed it. So get it back. And sue her. They can run the VIN number and find out who owns the car. Call them. Let them know they illegally moved a car on your property and you want it back. And sue her. No one reputable will take a car without title. I donated my car without the title. Sure, I got it a few days later, but I could have easily blown them off and never responded to their calls once it was gone. Then the organization you donated to would have to hold the car and not sell it. I'm pretty sure that girlfriend didn't care if they were shady or not, given that she doesn't give a fuck about anyone or anything else except herself. A. Depends on the age of the car. When I was selling my 15-plus-year-old car, I looked at trading it in. Big, reputable dealerships were fine with me trading it in or selling it to them even without the title. It does, but a 67 Impala? You'd better believe they should have checked up on that shit. In my state, you don't actually need a title for a car that is greater than 20 years old, as long as there is no lien. Bullshit. $11,000 worth of parts and an obvious classic. You have to be seriously thick in the head to not think it was stolen, which it was. File suit and have her arrested too. It's not their fault they got lied to, no, but there is a reason you need to have all documentation present to deal with this sort of thing. If they had done their jobs and waited until all documentation was present and checked out, you'd still have your car. Ultimately it was your ex's fault, but they aren't completely blameless. My fiancé and I both think it probably never ended up at the scrapyard. If you work for a scrapyard hauling, you know exactly what that is and its worth. They probably took it at face value to benefit just as much as she thought she was benefiting from getting it out of your garage so she could park her car. Oh hey. Don't forget to call the police and report it stolen. She effectively stole this vehicle from you and committed fraud along the way. Then make sure you get their testimony. She blatantly lied and that will look terrible in court. It'll only help your case. I'm devastated looking at these pictures. This is so messed up. I don't know if you've heard of the TV show Supernatural, but in the show they drive a 67 Impala. Well maintained. It is honestly the most beautiful car ever. I'm not a car person, but I fell in love with the Impala when I first saw it on the show. Did you try finding their contact info and tell them that it was a huge mistake? Agree with this. If possible, press charges. That is theft. This, fucking destroy all of them. I'm not even into cars, but I would never do this to my boyfriend. Also sue her for emotional trauma. Not the asshole. How do you have the nerve to do something like that in someone's home? She isn't even your wife. She went too far and I say you dodged a bullet. I wouldn't say I dodged a bullet, more like it hit me in the shoulder instead of the heart. Hurts, but could be a lot worse. I'm sure the tune of $11,000 hurts and gone in an instant. When I say dodged a bullet, I mean if she can do this behind your back with no remorse, imagine what else. All cause she didn't like it. And that's when they're dating, she didn't even have an actual say in anything. Imagine if they'd gotten married. And that's exactly what I mean by dodged a bullet. She really overstepped her bounds. $11,000 can be made back. You can't get back wasted years of your life spending it with someone who has no respect for you. This specific car is also really hard to find. She didn't just do it without remorse. She did it with a smug, shit-eating grin on her face. That statement is so sad and true. I'm sorry you are going through this. Well, you avoided that arrow to the knee at least. Lamau, what bullet did he dodge? Dude lost his passion project worth $11,000. His girlfriend, well ex. That's the bullet I was speaking of. Calm down. I'm not agitated, it was just funny like. That bullet hit his ass as far as I'm concerned. Not the asshole, holy shit, definitely not the asshole. That's like your girlfriend selling a dog out from under you while you were on a business trip because she didn't like it. The audacity. If she didn't like it, she could have just ignored it. The most toxic part is that she sees no issue. Your property, your house, she throws it away? And if any judge knows the worth of that car, they would understand suing her for the costs. Let alone the time you spent on IT. That's a hobby, and a damn good one. If she couldn't support you in your project, that probably would have been a red flag for anything you do later on. I think this is all justified. Edit to add not the asshole. Exactly, it's not just the money he put into it but all the time he spent working on it too. Women like this are insane. My fiancé's stepdad restores 1939 Ford Coupes. It took him a year just to find some specific parts he was looking for, and at a pretty penny too. I could never even fathom if someone were to sell that from under him, let alone scrap it. This poor guy crying face. Yes. The no big deal attitude she seems to have about the situation is so unsettling. On what planet would this be okay to do? Good on OP for immediately putting his foot down and telling her to leave. Judging from her family's reaction, they did a shit job of teaching her how to act like a normal human being. Not the asshole. My husband has several old cars. I haven't seen the inside of the garage in 20 years. But he loves his hobby cars and I would never dream of asking him to lose one. I say take her to court. Be sure you sue for replacement cost. The Impalas are getting hard to come by and you may have to pay more than you think. Oh, and congrats on dodging the bullet with that one. If she pulled this crap in the first year. Just think what she would be trying after a couple of kids and 10 years of marriage. This. I knew within 2 months of dating of my now husband that in this relationship, my vehicle would probably never park in the garage and I'm still okay with that years later. Go find a partner who respects you and your belongings. Agreed. Not the asshole. She's stolen $11,000 in goods and who knows what in time and effort from you. This. My husband has lighting and cameras for projects. He also has an old ass computer, 70s. He wants to fix after watching a few YouTubers do it. Our second bedroom in our apartment is full of all his army gear. Have I touched the stuff? Yes, because it was a mess and I just organized it. He can find it in there now. Would I sell or destroy any of it? Hell no. This is not something a sane person does. Especially without the other person's knowledge. These are things where you make sure your significant other knows it's happening and both of you want it. Edit, since I can't reply. My husband doesn't keep organized as he has PTSD, anxiety and depression. It's so severe he is unemployed. Duh. What is with this sub and terrible significant others who don't respect their partner's property and passions? Like how the fuck did she expect you act? Oh, yay, you completely destroyed my passion project while also causing a considerable financial loss. But at least your car is in the garage. Rolling eyes face, she wasn't very bright, being dumped, and sued is the most predictable outcome from this scenario. Right? It's amazing how they even feel super proud afterwards. Like no, you don't have to thank me, I did it because I knew your 12 billion previous don't do it were just lies. I know you really wanted me to be able to park in the garage, but that evil car wouldn't let you do it. I have saved us from that evil car. That is exactly what my significant other said. How did she expect it to end differently? People who act like this rarely have the ability to see past their nose. We need more drop tigers in this world. I gotta say, the ridiculousness here and on r/relationships, as well as recent discussion on r/flying about a woman who specifically wanted her husband's plane in the divorce so she could park in a place where he'd have to watch it deteriorate over the years has mostly convinced me I don't want to be in a relationship where they have access to my stuff. Furthermore, if they show any signs of not liking things, just get the fuck out of there. I'm all for giving people some slack due to coronavirus and all the craziness surrounding it, but this is really off the rails. You have to remember there's billions of people on the planet. These people are very unique. That or creative writing. She sounds entitled and controlling. This is ridiculously wrong. Completely, definitely, wholeheartedly not the asshole. What a horrid human being. What a selfish, ungrateful and disgusting human being. 67 Impala? I want to sue her too. I'm going to sue her for making you have to post this and causing me emotional distress. Is there like a GoFund for suing people? 'Cause I'll contribute. Go, swayer.com? Seconded dude. Third. Exactly. I'm not interested in cars, I only know what the Impala 67 looks like from Supernatural. I think it's pretty cool and obviously very valuable, especially taking into account the sentimental value of the vehicle. But even if it was just a junk, it's still his and she's still in his house. I cannot believe that she was so insensitive with a person she is supposed to love. Cross-post this to r/supernatural and you'll basically raise the money overnight. I would file a police report and see if there was any way that you could get her prosecuted. Not the asshole. Not the asshole, contact the police immediately and then file a report for felonious theft of property. Hello, police? Yes, I'd like to report a theft of approximately $11,000. I have receipts and video evidence. My ex-girlfriend. Yup. Okay, she and I will be at 1234 Fayal Sharon Drive. See ya. Love the address. Agreed. Not the asshole. I would pursue criminal action as well as civil. This. She sold stolen property. I would assume she had to pay someone to come pick it up. Get the cops involved and take her to civil court. If you like the video, hit that subscribe button for more content. I post every day and I'll see you next time with more stories.